All right. What up? I have not done a live update video here in a really long time. Last time I did one, I was flying to Atlanta. I stayed in Atlanta for 3 months at the beginning of this year, and the goal was 100K. The goal was to build an info product or scale an info product to $100,000. And at that point, it'd been like maybe like half a year in the space. I'm happy to report that in October of 2025, that me and the team, and again, the entirety of the team is all credited for this. Uh, we just had a client do around 158,000. I don't know if you can see that in the first 7 days of October, which is fucking mind blowing. Genuinely, some shit that I thought would reasonably I talk a big game. I thought this would take uh, a couple more months, like a next year thing. But that being said, like everything aligned for this offer. It wasn't an offer that I ran evergreen. Like it's not an offer that I've been with since the beginning. It's just an offer that we ran a certain event for. And so the creator was on point, the team existing was on point, the people who managed the sales team, everything was on point. And yeah, it was just one of those things I thought would take a longer time. But anyway, that being said, I want to talk a little bit about life updates, kind of what's been going on behind the scenes since that last video, and then also like plans for the next 3 months, and then what it was like to like pull that off behind the scenes. Because truthfully, um, not only was the number like just a blessing to hit, to be honest, honestly, it doesn't feel that great, which the team will tell you, but I don't know, the people you do it with matters so much more. I feel like I've grown a lot closer with the people that I work with now, just because when you get to share these cool little milestones with people that are also as skilled as you, but like are waiting for that moment to verify or like give them some sort of security in their skill set and how good they are, and you all hit that together, it's an unbelievable feeling, and it's reflected across my entire time in the space. Like I have known people that were at 0K a month, consulted them for free, and now they're like some of my best friends, and they do 30K a month just like passively because they're just dogs. Side note: if you are someone who wants a network one day or something like that, like I would say the biggest thing is patience and being surrounded by sharp people. Because if you surround yourself with the right people, it's way fucking cooler to be friends with people that you have come up with, like genuinely have come up with, um, over a long period of time and went through a lot of shit together with. So anyway, that being said, if you want to network, that's the best way I put it. But that being said, I want to give a little bit of life update. So where the hell am I? I'm actually in a house in Miami right now in like Doral. We're a little bit outside the city, just because it's not my vibe. If anyone knows me here from person, that's not my vibe. Um, just with some dogs. And so like have some friends here that are operators, have some friends here that do some videography work. And then also the personal brand we actually like ran this launch for this event for lives in this house with us. And I'm here. I've been here for like since August 4th. So like been here for like maybe a month, 2 months now. And this whole year has just been the most risky year. If I were to categorize years, 2023 probably was the happiest before I got into space, this most like emotional high. 2024 was probably like the lowest of lows. I went through the lowest of lows that year. Genuinely one of the most painful years of my life. And 2025 this year has been the riskiest. And so if I were to label the chapters of life, that's how I would categorize it the last 3 years. 23, again, super like high highs. Again, before I was just too dumb to know anything that was scary out there in the world. 2024, just a year where like everything came like almost like a house just like crashing down, and built the version of myself I am now. And then 2025 just being like the riskiest year ever, like the most like double down tendency that I've had ever in my life. Just the risk tolerance this year has been insane. To recap, for again, first 3 years of the year we're in Atlanta. So again, we're working there with KJ and the team at CE, and just building that info product out. It was my first time ever being hired in as like a in-house sales director before I launched my own offer. I had been a closer up to that point. Um, Following months after that, went to Europe for a bit. So like 2 weeks over there, did Florence, did freaking Valencia, did Madrid, Barcelona, all those places. And I'm going back now in 2 weeks. And then from there, after that, came down here to Miami. So we're going to be here for the rest of the year, just working. And every single one of those has been uncomfortable. Every single one of those has been uh, not the perfect time, but the perfect moment with the perfect, like, again, nothing this year has been a perfect moment, but it's always just been like every single time I've pushed the chips in and like bet my bank account and bet like things that were on paper retarded. There are a lot of times this year where I spent months on end just literally breaking even. And so if anyone knows me, I don't post anything on my Instagram. I post stuff on my Instagram only because out of requirement, because there's mutuals that follow me that like I want as clients one day and whatnot. I just there's some cool people that follow me, so I want to make sure they know I'm up to doing shit and not just sitting on my ass. But outside of that, like I could give a fuck. Like I really don't care about the money that comes or anything. I genuinely, like, if you know anyone that works with me, like I try so hard to take care of those people because time and time again, like I said earlier, those people have ended up being my best friends, genuinely my best friends. Back when I was again in that 2023 era of life, first half of 2024, sorry, more so saying that was like a really low part of my life. I was in a studio apartment. I was driving an hour and a half in just bumper to bumper traffic to community college. And to give you context on that, I got a scholarship for a $40,000 scholarship to a school I really wanted to go to. I wanted to go into the music industry, um, and I don't know, something in me was like, I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. I stayed home. I looked like an idiot. I was always a kid that like talked big and like everyone thought I had like a little bit of an ego because I just felt like I was just honestly more capable, had more potential, had a higher ceiling than most people, and that's healthy and unhealthy. But before we talk about that, it hurt really deeply that people were now asking me like where I went to school, and I had to say that I went to community college. People don't look at that very impressive or to an impressive extent, and just that's truthfully. Again, if you go to community college right now, like I was literally you. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is to go from the kid who would be yapping about all the shit he was going to do in his life to go to the kid that like was almost embarrassed to give anyone an update on what I was doing. That was a huge shift for me. Um, and so, like again, that was a really low point in my life, but it was me taking a risk. I wanted to work on music, and so in LA, I knew like everyone in my network would be moving there, and so I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm sending it. I'm staying here. Like I want to double down on this. Like I have conviction in myself," um, and it really it paid off. It paid off in ways that I didn't even see yet. And so, anyways, that being said, I was driving an hour and a half to school in bumper to bumper like red traffic every day. All my friends had gone off and they were with new people, seeing new places and things, and even had a girlfriend at the time who was like again just had a whole new friend group. It was super exciting, and I was stuck. Like I just genuinely was sitting in a studio apartment I shared with my brother while he was going to school and like having friends and meeting people. Um, that I could pretty much like shit and cook and sleep in the same like little vicinity, like literally the same room. And it was the hardest time of my life. And I took it out on people that I shouldn't have, to be honest. And so if you want to speak that time, I'm sorry. That was a version of me that I'm a lot less proud of. Let's just say that. And so I went through this like year of just being locked in this room, not really having anything good to say about myself, not very many good thoughts either. Which some of you know me at that time, so you know that like I didn't have many good things to say about myself. Um, and so again, I started 2024, freshly dumped, going to community college, like community college classes, driving an hour and a half to school every single day. I had no friends while all my friends were going out and like meeting new people and whatnot. So I felt lonelier than ever, um, and just the most broken that have ever been. I used to write down in a notebook like everything I wanted, but it was literally the simplest shit. I was like, I want a friend group to go, um, I don't know, go play basketball with, whatnot. To give you context on how down bad I was, I genuinely like thought to myself with 100% conviction, cool, skip college. I'm not gonna have any more friends from here out. Might as well just go make money. And God surprised me, or God just like literally like slapped me in the face in the most like gracious way. Now I get to do the coolest shit I've ever been able to do in my life, and like I feel more aligned with like what I'm doing in my inputs every day than ever. And I could not be more blessed. Like not only do I have the friend group that I always wanted to have, that I genuinely prayed for, like I get to do it in a situation that like I'm just so blessed. I'm so fucking blessed. And to another like again testimony of that, like I have two friends that are 19 years old, my best fucking friends in the space, Callum, Virgil. I love you both. We're gonna go to Spain here in like a week and go spend 2 weeks in Spain just working and like just having fun, and then coming back to LA, spending 2 weeks here for my birthday on the 14th of November, and then from there like going back to Miami, going to New York after that. Like God took me from my lowest point by far and the way that he pulled me out of that, and the way that like everything lined up to a point where I can take care of people now, like. But yeah, I don't know. It went from a really, really hard time to like this past year and a half. Like, yeah, sure, like I've obsessed with being the best at what I do, and like that brings awesome results. And like $150,000 in a week is some shit that I would never have imagined at 19. Um, but at the same time, like it's really this other shit that like I was able to get along the way. Like my friends, like people that I can call and FaceTime every day, and like just feel so much love for, and just like I genuinely feel so happy when some of those people win. The second that I was able to sustain myself and take care of some people, past that point, money has like literally never been anything that I thought of. I genuinely don't even know how much money I make some weeks. I have people that pay me like actively, routinely. They're like, it's a continuous battle to get me to like go send them my invoice because it's not, and I'm blessed to be able to do that. But the point there is you don't have to be obsessively money hungry to play this game and like again do stuff that like you really love to do. Genuinely, we all had a talk for like an hour and a half. I don't remember where I left off, but yeah, I'll just talk about what I feel speak to talk about right now. So anyway, that being said, I wanted to turn this on to give a life update. I know last time I did this was like fucking beginning of the year. I think it's fitting. I'm a month out from turning 20, and so just wanted to record like something here where like I can look back on it next year on this time, and I don't know, have a point of reference if that makes sense. So, anyways, that being said, this week I'm not gonna talk about anything like technical because that's not what this video is for at all. I'll probably make some other thing talking about some cool stuff we did, but no, this week the reason why it was so pivotal, the reason why I'm making this now, I'm flying back to LA right now in the morning here in a couple hours. It's fucking 1:30 in the morning. 1:30 in the morning. There's fucking 6 texts I need to answer from just like family, making sure that I'm gonna make the flight here in 2 hours. But I don't know. It's one of those things where like after big events like this, where like like this is one notch closer to where it is you want to go, and it's one notch that proves cool. Another just stack of evidence to pile on top of the proof that I am who I say I am, and the people that I'm around are who they say they are. It's one of those points you just sit down and like it's a very sobering experience, if that makes sense. So I wanted to turn this on. That's why I'm even turning this camera on and talking to you guys. But I don't know. Very fulfilled with the people I'm around right now. That's the main thing. I talked about network earlier. The biggest thing is like you will probably deal with some shitty fucking people. You will probably deal with someone who's not going to pay you on time, that doesn't respect you, they eat dirt for a little bit, but it's almost like you're rite of passage. And I say that as like a roommate of ours is like turning his fucking car on, has an AMG downstairs and a truck he drives, and then another AMG. Like your surroundings signal you that you're not yet at a point where you can chill the fuck out. Like that is what makes the difference. I know there's so many entrepreneurs that make 10, 20K a month and they go to fucking Bali where they live like a king and like can get whatever fucking house they want. And so the people around me, the reason why I respect everyone that I work with at this point is because they prioritize putting themselves in situations where they feel like almost like shit for not being at 10x where they currently are. And so we value, and again, this is one of those things where like it depends. Like you can tell at a point when you start meeting people, you're like, okay, this guy's a killer. This guy will be here in like 2 years. This guy will burn out in a year. It's like who's hungry to feel like inadequate at their skill set. And what I mean by that is who's actively looking for more situations to go ahead and like feel like they're so far from the person who is capable of hitting where they want to hit in terms of goal wise. And to kind of get into like what holds next, I turn 20 in a month from now. I have done so much shit this year that I've really wanted to do for a very long time. I used to tell an important person in my life that like I felt like I was so behind, that I had this. I gotta be so successful, I promised them, and I just had no idea how to get there. And over the past year and a half, like I have sacrificed so much shit and took so many fucking risks because I genuinely feel like this will all in 2-3 years time put me in a position where I can take care of so many people. The engine dripping. But the goal of all this is to just take care of as many people as possible. I won't get into like anything like super life, but again, let's just say the only way that I know how to be a good dad in the future, which is my ultimate goal, I want to be just a great dad, is to go through a lot of hard shit and take care of as many people as possible. That's how I'm going to personally learn how to like lead a family one day. And so if you're a guy, just be fucking grateful for everything that comes your way that is difficult or uncomfortable or painful, because you have to understand that it's making you a better dad in the process. I'm talking to a very specific person here, if you're like someone who values family and stuff like that, but everything you're going through right now, if it's something that's progressing you and you're sharp about where you are, spend your time, if it's just difficult, if the only complaint you have is it's just difficult, like if you're stacking skill sets and you're going and you're eating dirt a little bit right now, like if that's the case and it's just difficult, like good fucking shit. Like fucking applause. That is exactly where you need to be. And so anyway, what does this look like in 3 months from now? Like I have some goals I want to hit by end of year. I want to hit 50K month profit. And I don't want to hit that because it's a number for me. I want to hit that because like I've genuinely seen the people, the texts I get every day, people that I go out of my way to help, and it feels, dude, so much better than any money you will ever make in a day. Like if you just try to take care of more people, like God will force you to get better at whatever the fuck it is you do. And so that means people on your sales team, that means people that like you employ, people that like are asking you for advice. Like if you just stack so many people that you have to take care of and that look up to you in a certain regard, like you're gonna be forced to get pretty fucking good. So anyways, that being said, I'll probably cut it off here, but next 3 months is nothing different than what we're already doing. Scale the fuck out of it, take on bigger and bigger clients. Next milestone, $500,000 a month. It's all gonna happen in the next 12 months. I have conviction. I'm 19 right now. Next 2 years, by 21, I have a very fucking clear idea of who this person needs to be at 21, and the people that like look up to that person. So, anyways, that being said, I want to film this fucking update video. We're going back to LA. Gonna film Spain here in 2 weeks. Probably maybe something in LA. I'm not too sure. And yeah, just like sprint to end of year. It's Q4. So yeah, love y'all.